you're on the verge of achieving a very significant accomplishment in your life. This is something that you've been working hard on for a really long time. For some of you, this is something that you may have even given up hope on. It's felt like at every turn you've been blocked off in some kind of way. And it's like at this point, the only thing that you're doing is going through the motions or like taking any opportunity you can to like achieve this goal. And this is the very energy that has been like serving as a test before this accomplishment drops in. And the kind of energy I'm getting off of this right now, I'm getting this image of someone turning a corner and then like a runner turning a corner and then seeing the finish line appear before them, almost like an unexpected kind of thing of like, whoa, it's here, that you've been going in a direction and you feel like you haven't been able to see anything, and it's like out of nowhere it just appears before you, and you get kind of this like burst of energy to like get you to the finish line. It's that like burst of energy that's dropping in. Yeah, okay, so for interesting, I have my 10 of Trees at the back of my deck. This is a Marrying of Spirit and Ego, and it's also an abundance card. This is saying that whatever like trials that you've been through, 111 on my timer, have served to like realign you with yourself. I don't know if you can hear a car alarm going off outside, so that could be a sign for some of you. It's whatever redirections you face have served to almost break down your ego completely so that you can see what it is that you're actually in for. For a lot of you, this road has been so difficult or so trying because you asked for like a completely new life. So you had to go through this process of becoming a completely new person, and that's never comfortable. And it's that whatever you had to give up, for a lot of you, it was like a significant portion of yourself. For some of you, it felt like almost all of you had to go in order for this new version of you to come in. To the point where it's almost that kind of ego death, when you're in that space between of like your whatever ego death you've experienced, all those pieces of you are gone, but you haven't fully figured out who it is or what it is that you want to be yet, or what you want to embody yet. So a lot of you were in that like suspension space for quite a little bit, and you weren't allowed to leave until you figured out where you wanted to go next. Yeah, okay, so this is a manifestation of yours. You've manifested this and it's coming in quickly. I love with this crow, it's the crow carries the old off on its back to allow the new to come in. So that's very much this process that you went through, was letting go of the old and allowing the new to drop in. I don't know if I mentioned this already. This is like the 10 of Pentacles. So this is a very abundant card. For a lot of you, you will be receiving a lot of material abundance or some kind of recognition. Whatever this accomplishment is, it's going to be significant. Like I said, you went through a time of almost like losing yourself completely, while also like still maintaining the goal. Like the goal became almost like a hazy blur in your brain, but you knew you had to go after it anyway. Interesting. This is the Fool in the traditional deck with this little 0 here. This is a Death Oracle deck that begins with death as the start. So this is a sign that you are embarking on a new journey here as this new version of you that you've worked so hard to call in. And let me just get a little bit of a, okay, interesting. So you've been really patient. This is also my small business card in this deck. So for some of you, you could have been working on a business, or you're going to, this accomplishment could be you starting a business or stepping into this like new chapter of your life, working for yourself in some kind of way, or it's whatever your creations are, where these are little vendors. It's like your creative pursuits are going to sustain your lifestyle. And this is a wish fulfillment for a lot of you watching this. Let me just get a little bit more on this accomplishment. Hold on, what was that? Yeah, so this is like you being reborn. Like I said, there was a new version of yourself that needed to come through. You created a new structure in your life, and that could be why some of this was so difficult. Okay. So you're currently going through a bit of a tower moment that involves you balancing out your emotions and regulating yourself before this drops in. So a lot of you could be experiencing some like heightened anxiety or those kinds of emotions. It may be showing up where if you have a pretty regulated nervous system and you feel like you kind of have a good handle on it, I'm hearing it's coming in through like covert ways. So to pay attention to like what your addictions are, anything that's almost like a stress reliever, but it's like it allows you to just kind of step out of yourself for a little bit. Like doom scrolling or that kind of thing. Pay attention to that. It's whenever you get this urge to go do that thing, whatever it is, for some of you, it's like playing video games for a really long time, like that kind of thing. Pay attention to what it is that you're trying to separate yourself from, because if you actually sit with it, that's going to help move this energy a little bit quicker. And this is like a good tower moment, which is why it doesn't feel like overwhelming anxiety. It's more of like, you almost know something big is going to happen for you, and you're just kind of like, no thanks, no thanks. Because in the past, big surprises could have been like detrimental or shocking in a bad way. So there's like a piece of you that still thinks that like this isn't going to be a good thing, even though it is. But yeah, this is definitely, again, like, you may be in the spotlight in some kind of way. You may be seen on a much bigger scale with my entertainer card here. This is like the wheel is turning in your favor. Where these are in reverse, this is more timing for me. It's like this tower has to finish crumbling before these things drop in. But you definitely have eyes on you. If you can feel that, like, this in your energy, this accomplishment is going to attract a lot of eyes. And especially with this Six of Lotuses in reverse, there could be people from your past that want to come back around, that like want to know about your success or want a piece of it. So again, use your discernment when it comes to that. I'm hearing to like have them pay for your knowledge, that kind of thing. That it's don't allow anybody in that wasn't there to support you along the way. That it's, if they want to learn how to do what you did, then they can pay for your knowledge. And that could be significant for some of you, is teaching in some kind of way, or just leading by example, so they can just pay attention to what you're doing if they want to figure out what's next in your life. But there's definitely some kind of like being in the spotlight in some kind of way, where people are going to be looking at you and wanting to know how you did it and what you're doing, and that the wheel is finally turning in your favor here. So just work on balancing out your emotions and getting a good handle on them as this big life change drops in for you and you celebrate this new accomplishment in your life. So if this resonates with you, let me know. All of my services are linked in my bio, and if you become a paid subscriber to my Substack, you get 20% off all of my Etsy services in perpetuity. Thank you.